Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Replay. We have a hell of an episode planned for you today. I'm Andrew Reiner. We're going back to March 16th, 1999 to take a look at EverQuest. More impressive than that, we have recovered Andy McNamara's character, Hemingway. Andy's going to be reunited with this character for the first time in what, Andy? A decade? More than a decade?
It might be, I don't know, it might be like, probably a decade at least, maybe 12 years. It's been a long time.
And then we got Dan Tack sitting in. He is a big PC guy here. And then Tim Turi as well.
He's the PC editor.
He is the PC editor. It's in his title.
Yeah. Well, actually, it is big PC guy, actually.
So this game developed by 989 Studios, correct? And published by Sony Computer Entertainment, or Sony Online. But now under Daybreak Game Studios. Andy... Yeah. What are you seeing here? Is this your character? Is this what he looked like back in the day?
This is not what I looked like back in the day. I'm actually, the funny thing is we log into this, I am naked. I have no armor on, and I have never seen that weapon before in my life.
You should probably have armor.
But, I mean, that's the other thing, too. We had to search through servers to find, because the server I was on back in the day is gone. So, like, it's no longer in the server list.
So he was just automatically migrated to a different one?
I actually think this is voodoo magic that he still exists. I cannot believe that he was not deleted by Daybreak or SOE. Because I literally, there was a day where I said, I'm done. I walked into, obviously, the plane of knowledge, and I said, that's it. Cancel my subscription, and I was never going to play again.
Andy, you abandoned Hemingway.
I did.
If this was a Tamagotchi, he'd be dead and covered in his own feces.
Yeah, and I will admit, 5 or 6 years later, I was like, should I log back in to just make sure that, that they don't delete?
Like Diablo style, like early Diablo
days? Yeah, just kind of hop in, make sure it's still there, and kind of just so in 20 years I could do this, but now we're doing this now. And I will say, this is gonna be fun, but this is also gonna be horrible.
Well, let's take a look here. You have Hemingway with 2 M's in it. Ernest Hemingway had 1 M.
Yes.
Is this inspired by The Old Man in the Sea? Is this kind of your...
Yeah, well, I had a bunch of friends that started playing this game right when it came out, and they were like, dude, you got to play this game. And so I hopped in, and at the time, obviously, I was a video game writer, so I was just like, I don't know. And then I always kind of screw up the names of I don't want to ever just be the person who I always kind of screw up whatever the famous name is.
Like Fido.
Yeah, and it also makes it easier because, basically through the whole game, you know what I mean? I like games that people know will be I'd like to give them that I'll get an easy handle. They'll call I was called Hem basically. No one called me Hemming.
Gotcha.
It's you know what I mean? So it's a quick and easy
Let's see Fido really quick.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a hobbit, a halfling.
There it is.
Yeah, I don't even remember what they called him, but it's a halfling or a hobbit or I don't think they had hobbits. They couldn't have used hobbits.
Look at the hair texture on his feet.
I think it might be a gnome.
I think it's gnome.
Actually, it may because he's got the hairy feet, right?
Yeah.
But it was just they did their own fantasy.
There's a ton
versions.
of different races in this game. So.
But let's play as Hemingway. You got him up to level 65, which was probably the cap at the time, or close to.
It was the cap at the time. So I don't even remember this character, by the way. I just do not remember that character.
You got him to 51.
Well, I played a lot.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. Interworld. We're not going to upgrade the character. We're just going to go in. So
I bet you still have all your old gear, but I bet it's in an inventory or something.
It's probably in a bag. And if I remember correctly, it's going to be a bunch of kind of pathetic looking plate armor that's gold.
Okay. And then all your spells are going to be probably unassigned and rejumbled and stuff like that, I'm assuming? Or
yeah, this may be a disaster of us watching me find how to attack.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen here.
Because it's been a long dusting off old spell books that could never be more true than what it said down there.
I want to say that character select screen looked a lot like World of Warcraft.
Whoa!
This does not look like World of Warcraft, though.
Yeah, so none of my spells are in. Oh, there's people.
People are still playing this, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's free to play now.
It's a very changed game, but yes, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is the Plane of Knowledge, which is actually, I don't believe this is where I logged out, but maybe. It's been that long. I thought I logged out somewhere else.
So what was that last day like? Was it a rage quit? Was it just I just don't want to do this anymore?
Something we will not do during this thing is my /played got really high on this game.
We have to punch it in. Come on, that's the payoff, right? Maybe towards the end?
Let's do it at the end. Okay. Let's do it at the end.
Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't work because it's going to be embarrassing.
It might not work.
It's going to be embarrassing.
Yeah, who even knows if it works? Yeah.
So and these old games, because it was really early and things were at the dawn of MMOs kind of thing, there are a lot of quick keys you have to know that I no longer know. I mean, you basically had to memorize a lot of things on a keyboard to be fairly efficient. And so that is going to be difficult.
Wow, look at that screen.
Wow,
That takes me back.
looking like a Diablo inventory.
Okay.
You can rotate items.
Isn't that amazing?
and it doesn't mouse over to tell me what the items are.
Now, Andy, I know there was a particular sword that you were very fond of.
Yeah, there is. I had the flame. I had done the EverQuest, which took forever, and so I did have a. Wow, this game.
Wait,
is
EverQuest,
ancient.
like that chain of stores where you would have a magic wand and go inside a place at the mall?
I'm casting something. I just
Didn't know you were into that.
cast the Eye of Zoom. I didn't even know I could do that. All right, well.
Speaking of eye,
See,
think
there
you're-
I am.
You're
See,
crouching or you're
so
crawling now.
That's my armor. That is correct. So they put the armor on me when I came in the world, so it's there.
wait, you can detach your
I
camera?
cast the Eye of Zoom.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't know. I didn't know that I did it, but I did it.
This is a great way to get a look at your character, though.
Yeah.
This
that's
is like
cool.
this is like a thing you could use to explore dungeon. Like basically in raids, you would cast this and you'd go like, "What's up ahead? Oh my God, this is gonna all kill us!"
That's great.
And then you would go back and figure out as a group like how you were gonna kill it.
Did WoW even have anything like
WoW
that?
has pretty much the exact same spell. It's like Eye of Kilrog or something.
Yeah, I remember
The
because
Warlocks have it.
because it was a unit spell in the early Warcraft games.
Yeah, you
but-
shoot out like a little eyeball and you
Yeah.
can do the same sort of scouting.
But I mean, I think you have to realize the time and place. Like nowadays, before the game even comes out to the public, it has been so played in beta that there are a million YouTube videos, there's a million strategy guides. So when you walk in nowadays into a dungeon, you don't need to use anything because you've seen it all. Most people who are like, especially people who are looking to, push forward pretty quickly, they've already watched a million videos, read the strats, they know exactly what you're doing. But we didn't have voice chat.
Right.
So like every command we gave as a group was given through chat channels, which is like you learn to type things very quickly. And then the other part of that too would be that basically you had no idea what you were up against. There was no strategy guides originally. I mean, they came over time, but you had to just go in there and be like, okay, let's go die. Did anybody look at the logs and see what it did to kill us? How could we stop that from killing us?
Right.
And then try again. So
and
there
it was super unforgiving. Like you'd die and you'd have to go loot your corpse. Like you would have to run back to your corpse and get all your gear again.
Yeah, loot runs were a big. I don't even know how to kill this eye.
And that was actually part of one of the awesome things about this game, I think, is that when you went into the situations, you didn't know everything, and there were like some really complex puzzles in this game that you had to figure out with your
Puzzles?
guild.
Like environmental puzzles?
Like there were bosses with like riddles and stuff,
Okay.
like not just the typical like we've got enough DPS and enough heals.
Okay.
And,
So
oh, wow.
Did you play this
That's a
game
frog lock?
in first person usually?
I did. You can play it
Interesting.
I did too.
This way. Just, I mean, because you don't want to miss those animations. I mean, check
Right.
that out. I mean,
Yeah, I can
These
imagine
have
maybe
probably been
staring at
improved.
that for how many thousands of hours. Might
Well,
get-
see, so one of the things you stare actually. This is really an interesting thing. You had to to get your mana back in this game. You had to look at a book. You actually had to put the book in front of your screen, so all you'd see was your spell book
That's hardcore.
while you were regenning. It was really, really bizarre, and yeah, it was crazy. Like getting your mana back was like I have to sit down for 10 minutes and look at my book screen.
And as you're getting familiar here, Andy, I played this up to like level 30, I think. Whatever the first cap was.
I don't.
But I just remember I was a warrior or knight, and a lot of my time was just spent like sitting on the ground for minutes on end to get my health back.
Right, because soloing was not a real thing in this game.
Yeah.
You could for the
Oh, really?
with certain classes you could do it, but it would still be inefficient to grouping.
Andy wants his sword.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could page over it or put your cursor over it and it actually told you what it did? Or
It does. It's just really. It seems to be really touchy.
yeah.
Do you
Man,
not have it?
I had the gem encrusted axe, everybody. So back off. Yeah, there was. God, it's got to be in here somewhere. I don't think. But it could be in my bank.
That's true.
Which finding the bank? Oh
That's
my
gonna be a
god!
That could be the entire show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the start? Is this a starter zone?
No,
like
no.
a
No,
capital
I
city?
mean like the place that I would love to take us to is like Freeport, and then show us
Oh,
the
yeah.
the
The classic
like
city.
Row or like Soul B, Soul A. If I could get to them, like I said, you guys refused to let me like prepare for this.
We had to get your reaction to seeing your character for the first time again.
So without any like pre-play, I have no idea. Let's see if we can.
And Tack, how much of this did you end up playing?
Oh, I played a
Obviously-
lot of this game. I played.
Were you kind of doing those elite quests too, the epic ones?
I was doing higher tier content. I don't know if I was as far as Andy, but I did some of the raids and stuff like that. And then after that, I moved to Dark Age of Camelot and then WoW. But yeah, for years.
Andy's trying to say, anyone know the way out of here? He's going to yell it to the group.
This is fascinating to see you get reacclimated with this game.
There a portal out here? I just got back and I'm completely confused.
And yell does not work.
And yell does not work. So all these slash commands that used to be, essential for communication have now been sort of
changed.
Looks like
to some
deprecated.
degree?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like I've got hail, time,
The classic
split.
hail.
Maybe
there's,
hail?
There's played. We don't want to do that one.
We do want to hit that.
We
one.
do want to hit that eventually.
We can wave. Hello. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think. I have no idea. Let's see.
Was there fast travel in this game
Camp
in
exit.
terms of like flight paths or anything like
No,
that?
You would take boats and-
Yeah, you take boats, and I think there was ways to teleport around too, but
The boats would take like a good 20 minutes, a boat ride.
it would take time. And God forbid if you fell off the boat and drowned.
That's happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm seeing the cat people. I saw some lizard people, hobbits. Is there any fantasy tropes that aren't in this game?
They have added a ton to this game. But
Really?
Yeah.
Kunark was the first expansion, I think, that had the lizard people.
Okay.
Can you run?
And you could play as one. I actually had a lizard monk was one of my main characters.
A lizard
Oh,
monk.
boy.
That
Yeah.
sounds pretty
I
good.
thought I could run. I don't remember how to run.
You got to get a Spirit of the Wolf cast on you by a druid.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, no. I used to charge, there were two big buffs in this game, Spirit of the Wolf from druids and Clarity from enchanters. And you wanted to have them both on at the same time in order to play effectively.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just had to. So you charged for that?
And you could actually just sit out in the zone and say, I'm selling these buffs for this much money. And that was a legit way to make money.
That's awesome.
But I have J boots.
Oh,
Which-
he has the J boots. And yes, I remember getting a pair of J boots.
Okay,
not
so,
sure what J boots are.
So
The
J boots.
journeyman's boots, they're
Okay, yeah.
essential, and they take a lot of time to farm, or they did.
So basically, there was this place called Guck,
Okay.
which was this, which is where the Froglocks were originally before they were a playable character. And
Froglocks? Those like Murlocs.
They're
essentially?
like frogs.
they're like the little frog people
We saw 'em a little bit,
We saw.
right.
Like I kind of looked down there for a second, and I'm trying to find my way out of here as I talk. So
What about that gate behind you?
So Guck was. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a portal out. I'm going to check it out.
I can't imagine. Yeah,
I think it's good because we're in a plane, which a plane in this game, like there was like
Look
the
at that
plane
guy
of,
up there.
the plane of
fear.
hate, the plane of fear, the plane of oh my gosh, I think I just crashed. No,
Oh, no,
loading.
you're entering
loading
the
a zone.
bazaar.
Yeah.
Entering the bazaar. Oh, the bazaar is where you can set up your characters and they can sell stuff. So
So
this is definitely not the way out.
Is that where you sold your buffs, Dan?
No.
No.
Those buffs would be you're in a zone with a bunch of other people, and you just be if you were just not doing anything or waiting for your group to log on, you just be sit in a corner and say selling
Oh, there we go.
Spirit of the Wolf for this much
Okay.
money or Clarity for this much money. Clarity was more expensive because it was a mana regen buff, and as an enchanter, I was able to cast that on people.
Loading again.
You could make a lot of money just sitting around casting buffs on people.
So the story of J Boots, by the way, to go back to that.
Yeah.
And so Guck was this.
Guck.
Was it one of the higher level
That's cool
dungeons,
dungeon.
basically? And it was a really cool dungeon. And so at the bottom of it, there were two things. There was the Dark Elf mask, which was this mask that you could get from a rare spawn that would let you transform your character to look like mine from a human to look like a dark elf with just a
Okay.
different race.
Well, that's
Animation.
awesome.
Yeah,
because
there's some people.
We
these
saw some
people-
animation.
like
Animations
that, and
there.
that's a dark elf right there.
So you'd be running around looking like Drist.
And that's an ogre
Yes.
right
Okay.
there. And they seem to be quite geared out.
Can
So
you
they're
just
tricked
ask them
out.
how to get out of here?
I've been working on my social skills so far, and I have not mastered them yet. Let's see. This seems to be general chat, I believe.
like, why is this
There you
level
go.
65 confused how to get out of the planes of knowledge?
Well, they should be laughing at me probably. I also probably have a stone that will get me out of here, but I have no.
You might want to
idea.
give them some context. Like,
there a
I haven't
laugh
played since the year 2000. I am
I'm-
so lost. Haven't played in a decade. Let's see if they take notice.
They're probably
here.
all AFK.
They're probably all
Yeah.
AFK.
I saw them jump.
They were just casting
Wow, hot zones. Oh, let's.
Oh my
hey, hot
gosh.
zones.
Take a look at hot zones.
How you doing?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Is it? Yes.
He is dangerous to me. What would you like your tombstone to say? That
Whoa.
is.
Oh, that guy's cool.
Yeah, I guess level 65 is probably
Looks
pretty
kinda-
small now, right?
Yeah, I'm well, since you can auto level to 85 basically when you log in.
Wait, go back there. Is that a crew? Are
you
those
go.
all people in matching gear?
Whoa.
Yeah, those are
you go.
elves.
How about that alien in front of you?
I have no idea what race
Close
that
Encounters
is.
of the Third Kind.
Andy, you got
Hit M
advice.
and pick a stone to zone out.
You got invites?
Hit M?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
What are we
The old
looking
school
at?
Oh my God, it's like a Doom map.
Oh
Push on
my
all the
gosh. So here are your. I wonder if we can go right to them.
So we can see that very little effort has gone into the UI.
This is actually looks a lot better than
Oh my
It
God,
did, yeah,
really?
yeah, it does. It does.
This
It's like
is
massive improvement.
Exactly how I would have imagined it in 1999.
No, you
Look
had
at
like
all these
You had like
zones.
6 giant buttons over here. There was none of this like hot. It was crazy, dude.
This is a mess.
This is
well, there are a lot of places in this game.
Look
Yes.
at this.
A
Oh my
ton.
goodness.
And
And they
there-
keep adding content, right?
Let's go to Blackwood Burrow. Yeah,
I don't know if God, that's a place I didn't go to very often. It was on the other side of the map from my start.
we could totally solo it with this character.
What did you want to show us, Andy?
I wouldn't mind showing the Desert of Roe, though I don't see that on here. I would love to just get to Freeport. Would be a good place to start.
You've got to have that port, right?
There it is. Freeport Sewers?
We may never get out of the sewers.
Oh, boy.
I don't think these are ports, are they? Can I don't think
That's
I
in
can.
Canark.
No, we don't want to go. We definitely don't want to go to Kunark.
Why is that?
That's the lizard people land.
Oh, okay. Dangerous.
Not for Andy's character, but
Hot zones. I want to know what hot zones are. Okay, what are you trying to do? There's someone who replied.
yeah, but they said hit M and click a stone to zone out.
M
That's
and
why we
click
did
a
it.
zone to zone out.
Click a
Where are you
stone.
trying to go? Someone asked you. Pitbull asked.
Where's the stone?
These people are helpful.
Why don't you try search for Freeport?
Pitbull's telling you, since you are in POC, you should try to regroup in the guild lobby. On your actions tab, hit find and go down to zone connection guild lobby.
Find.
Zone connection guild lobby. So all the way down to Z.
Oh my God.
You
This is
have
amazing.
to think, Tim. This is way easier than it used to be.
Yeah, it's blowing my mind, man.
Yeah, I mean these games.
There it is, the guild lobby. Zone connection, the guild lobby.
Oh, it's under the, of course.
I just watched Matthew Broderick's War Games for the first time this
Oh.
weekend, and
Great
the UI
movie.
on his computer is essentially the same as that.
Great movie.
What is
Oh,
that?
This is, I believe, this is
that a guide?
telling me where to go.
Yeah, it's-
It's like Dead Space, or everyone's
Well-
gone to Rapture,
Why is it following me?
or is this like a Donnie Darko
It's
situation?
a Donnie Darko thing.
Oh,
I think.
it is.
Is it telling you
Well-
to go up in that gate there?
Yeah, it looks like there's
Let's try
sparklies
it.
leading
Let's
to
try
it.
Let's try it. We'll try it.
It doesn't tell you what it is. That's hilarious.
I can't believe Pitbull. I think that's the actual Pitbull. Like
You think it is?
Yeah, I think it is.
The artist?
I think when he's like not on the road.
It makes complete sense.
There we go.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Okay.
Guild
I'm
lobby.
zoning.
So Andy, I gotta ask you about the EQ days when you were playing this a lot. You were in like a kind of an elite group. What was your guild?
I don't even remember the name of our guild.
But you were like one of the best on your server,
We-
like top 5, right?
Yeah, we had like world top 5 kills. And also on our server, we were kind of crazy in that we set up a network of like, I think even pagers, by the way, and cell phones at
What?
the time.
Pagers?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is the best like time and place, like hardcore EverQuest stuff. You had pagers for EverQuest?
So like we would like when because you never knew when things would spawn. Like now it's like every Tuesday you wake up and everything's like on and you like go there and oh my god.
So you were like a doctor for EverQuest, just like my people need me. I'm on call. So I got to stay close to home tonight if we go get a drink. 'Cause I might get
You
paid.
had to be.
Yeah, you had to be if you wanted because there'd be like one like basically like there was one dragon. I know this guy's got
That
this
guy's
flying.
awesome.
People of the sky.
I don't know why they're all looking over here. Neighborhood guild hall. These things take me somewhere?
Like Tim, stuff would spawn every like X hours, and you had to be ready to go because otherwise some other guild would take it.
Yeah, so it could spawn anywhere in the next like 48 to 72 hours, like after
Okay.
the server restarted, kind of thing, or after you last killed it, which we would know when we last killed it. So we would have people go sit, like I've sat with my friends many times in a dungeon, just sitting there waiting to see if something would spawn.
So it just turns into a chat room, basically.
Yeah, we'd sit there and wait for Nagafin to like spawn, and then when he would spawn, we would alert the troops. But the cool thing was like we had Europeans on our server, and we denied them.
So you'd contest them in PvP.
No, they never killed a boss on our server ever.
Did that become? Did that become the game?
That was part of, I mean, we loved I mean, they hated us. They hated it so much.
You trolled in EverQuest.
And so, well, I mean, we just dominated. is
Yeah,
what we
it's
did.
not trolling. It's just like-
we just
Okay.
like it was
They're
like
at the top of their game.
I mean, we said beat us, go right ahead, try.
There's a guy actually trying to group
So-
with you.
Okay, let's.
Oh my god, I don't know what. I don't know what that would do.
You got a private message.
I know, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to reply to tell you.
Well,
the
in this
truth.
day and
Can you
age, probably,
click it?
Probably just click on them.
It is an R.
That's great. And he didn't say like, "Hey, I got a bunch of 65s. Do you want to play?" That is fantastic. It seems like this community is hungry for more people.
Ask him. Ask
This
him
game
if
was
he could take
inherently
us
social
somewhere.
in comparison to other games. Like today, you don't have to talk to people to play an MMO. Back then, it was a must.
Yeah. And,
You could not survive without it.
Andy just said, "I have no idea what I'm doing, and my UI is a mess. I would love to, but I don't think I could do anything."
I'm trying to be nice to that person. That
It's an
person is
accurate
being
statement.
nice.
But we
yeah.
want to go out in the world and kill something.
That would be a good idea.
Well, I just don't. I mean, I'm open to ideas of how the hell to get
Well,
out of here.
can you do the find and travel to a zone that you're familiar
Let's
with?
try to go to Freeport. Let's hit M again and see if we can get to that Freeport stone. Maybe.
M.
So hit Freeport in the search.
Oh.
Maybe. I mean, this is just I'm just. Nothing.
No.
So it just searched here. What about the
What-
default?
What if we try this again? So find.
Yeah.
Where'd
Where'd everything go?
Oh boy.
It was
It just has a zone connection. So there's only those. There was only those zone connections in the plane of knowledge.
I guess let's go back there and then go to a different zone.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh God, that thing is awful.
But
I mean, I'm assuming you didn't have that when you guys were
no,
playing.
this was
right?
definitely not a thing.
This looks pretty high tech.
This is new. I mean, there was. There were things that. Come on,
Weird tentacle thing you're following.
Everyone's
It's
like
gross.
floating a half a foot off the ground. Is that a spell
Yeah,
or a buff?
yeah, it's a-
okay.
I'm sure it is.
But you can't fly in this game, right?
Well, unless you're people of the sky, and you have a little puttering machine on your
I
back.
don't know if they could get to fly, but yeah, and also on the like, there was this great like one of the coolest things this game ever did, and I wish like some of the modern ones would do, and I'm sure there's some Korean game that I haven't played that probably does it, but like there was a boss called the Sleeper that
yeah.
you could only kill once.
once ever.
Whoa.
And after you did it, he would go and fly across the server and kill everybody.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he'd go on a rampage,
Yeah, he'd
like
go- yeah.
Deathwing kind
and
of.
so,
Like-
Yes.
and everyone like there was stuff in that zone that you could get that people could get items from and things and items that people wanted. So like when we were getting close to killing him, the other guilds would like get together and be like, "We don't want you to kill the Sleeper. Like, do not kill the Sleeper."
Okay.
Which of course to us read as, "We've got to kill the
Did
Sleeper."
it actually kill everybody? Like one shot everybody?
Yeah, it would go from zone to zone, just murdering everyone.
There's
in it.
no way you could avoid it.
No, I mean, you could not be in the zone.
Okay, zone connection.
Okay, all right, here we go. Let's go to
But his wrath
Just
was terrible
anywhere.
and fierce.
Yeah, we'll go anywhere. I'm hoping to find one that I can kind of remember because, like, I do have to be able to get out of there, right?
West Freeport?
The
You see that at the very bottom, West Freeport?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, West Freeport.
There you go.
Perfect.
Good
All
eye,
right,
Tim.
Let's do
Hey.
that.
I distinctly remember a beach, like the Oasis or
That's,
something.
that's the
you
Desert
definitely
of
went
Roe.
there.
That's
Yeah.
the Desert of Roe, which was hilarious because that was where a zone that was a newbie zone.
But there were giant.
But there were
Yes.
giants there who were level 50.
Yeah.
And so when
okay.
people
It was
were level
great.
50, they would go and like aggro the level 50 giants and then train the beach. And when you train the beach, like people would scream out like "train," and then everyone would freak out.
So
and
wait, they
start
just
running?
kite a bunch of level
Right,
50s
so-
along the.
So
Oh,
in this
yeah.
game,
Oh,
trains
boy.
were a thing. So you could actually go and you know aggro a bunch of really nasty enemies, and then trek up to the zone line, and then they would just kill everyone there. You know,
It sounds like there was a lot of trolling going on.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah, and people used to do like on PvP servers, which I was not on a PvP server, but on PvP server, what people used to do too is they would sit in row, and then when you would zone in, like you would be zoning in like we were right there, and your character would be standing there for a second when it would not be in your control because of server lag, and people would PvP kill you before, so you'd like zone into a zone dead.
Oh, perfect. It's like a spawn kill.
I had many
Yeah.
friends that love that. So this is where I cut my teeth on the game. This is the large rats outside of West Freeport. This was
so it's an RPG where you killed rats at the beginning to
Yes.
Okay.
This
okay.
is,
Trying
this
to
is
keep
where
up.
the rat started.
This is where
Okay.
killing
This
10
is-
rats began.
This is the origin of killing 10 rats.
This is where it started for me too, actually.
So in Freeport here, I got lost in this city.
That
That's
guy
right.
just punched you to death.
Okay, so
town guard right
I gotta
there.
tell you, there's a quest you do later in the game.
He
That
just casually punched you. He knocked you the hell out and just kept walking casually.
I had forgotten that there's a quest you do later in the game that
Where are you linked?
I have no idea.
He hit him for 150,000
Going back to the plane of
damage.
knowledge.
So like, he hit me for a lot. So there's a quest you do where you kill there's a guy who's a bad guy in that city of Freeport who you go back and kill as part of the quest line. I think it is the epic quest even too. So when you kill him, the Freeport gets mad at you. So like the original place where where I started, I couldn't go back to, and I kind of forgot that.
Wait, is that the Oasis? Did I see the Oasis on that list?
The what?
I thought I saw the Oasis on
Well, we're
there.
gonna go kill rats because I think that's about the only thing I'm gonna be able to do.
We got to kill something today.
A rat's like level... Okay, yeah. We should be able to handle that.
It's like level 1 versus
With
level
a single click.
65.
So that guy
right?
killed you just because?
Well, see, there's
He had him-
factions.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had,
okay.
He had pissed off the...
Oh,
that guy.
it was an NPC that just...
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And somehow or another, this made it where my keyboard is no longer
So
working.
here's the thing. You respawn. Did you have all your gear, or do you got to go get your gear again?
Yeah, it looks like they've taken that out.
Okay.
I mean,
That's good.
it looks that way, but
I don't know. See, 'cause
But we should
C
check.
is like gear, and it's like consider
Yeah.
whom. If I have to get my gear back, it may be gone forever.
Yeah, let's check. I almost certain they've taken that kind of stuff out of the game, though.
There you go.
Okay.
yeah,
so
I
you
do
still
have
have
my
it.
gear. Yeah,
So
so
I-
you don't have to do corpse runs anymore.
Large rats everywhere.
So large rats. So let's see if we can kill a large rat.
You could definitely kill a large
just
rat.
with straight up melee,
Well,
right?
It'll take one hit, yeah.
Well, I have to like.
Figure it out.
Number one
There you
is
go.
a standard melee.
Yeah.
All right.
What up?
Yeah.
At
Oh,
least
Loot. Let's see. You got an eyeball.
A good kill.
At least you're one-shotting
Not at all.
rats.
All right. Yeah. All right. So
If your old guildmates could see you now.
I know
He's
so,
back into it. Look at him. He's like all about this now.
Yeah, we just got to get him into a dungeon, and then I'll really like it.
Okay. So
Ooh, an ogre.
Yeah.
An orc.
you would probably win this fight. All right. Just kind of. But we're gonna go travel because
Probably.
I think the travel's way cool. I'm more into the adventuring. So this.
And none of these enemies are aggroing because you're out leveling them.
He
I'm
is
assuming.
enormous compared
Yeah,
to these
right.
enemies.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like the level 1 zone.
Right.
So I can get us to the. I believe, by the way, I can get us through the common lands to the Desert of Ro.
Yeah, you can easily do that.
We'll see if I
Let's
can do
see-
this.
Yeah, I want to see a giant again.
So we'll see a giant here in the common lands.
Yeah,
too.
we certainly
Yeah.
will.
Wait,
Yeah.
how big are these zones? Did you just walk?
They're huge.
Did you just walk to the horizon and then it?
Yep,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
loaded.
these
it
are
didn't tell you
zones.
where it was.
Like, and there was no clipping
Okay.
back in the day, so like you can just we're just clipping now. Oh my gosh!
Wait, you could just walk through trees back then?
Yeah, you could.
I mean, I suppose like to make these big worlds required a lot of work and adding geometry.
Well, you just got to remember the technology. Like servers were not
Right.
like they are now. I mean, they probably had a different server for every single zone you went into,
Jesus.
and there weren't that many zones. So
The zones are really big, though, and one thing this game did,
That guy
other
hates me.
games
I
do
knew he
not
was
do
gonna hate
now, is that the zones would be very mixed in terms of the players that would go in them, because there'd be like level 50 enemies and level 1 enemies, and if you went to the wrong area, you'd just get killed.
Okay.
It was hilarious.
Don't turn around.
I want to see.
Oh, you're
boy.
fast. You're faster than
Oh,
him.
you better keep running, Andy, because he is looking
That
for
guy
it.
does not like you.
Sweet boots he's got
Looking
on.
like Isaac Clarke with that helmet.
Train. No,
Use
okay.
your J boots.
I don't know where my J boots are.
So do you have spells or anything? Obviously, don't go
I
through
do.
that
Yeah,
now.
here are my spells. Like I have healing spells. These
Okay.
are what these are, and then this is Divine
Careful.
Aura, which is my
that
buff.
guy's still on your butt.
Yeah, I don't think I don't know that they range like you drop aggro like you do in modern MMO.
I think there is some kind of leashing. There's got to be.
When that
I
guy
think I have to zone out, which is like
That was how it worked. Yeah.
when that guy's
man.
done chasing you, you should let Needon know to watch Game Informer replay on Saturday at 8 a.m.
that they make an appearance.
Let him know he's going to have a cameo.
Do we need to ask their permission?
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they're
right.
gonna be-
Can you sign this
I think
disclosure?
this is the way. Oh, look, there's a map. See, I don't remember this
That
map.
wasn't there before.
I think the
Boy.
map looked different before. There
Yeah,
was a
it
map.
did.
There was a map.
so
that-
this is an improvement?
That is,
Yes.
I think so. That is actually a horrible map, though. I think we're trying to get to that upper left.
Yeah, that little
Okay.
Are you sure?
little tail, right?
I think it's that tail over
You
there.
think so? I think that's different. Oh, yeah, let's go there. Why not?
I think that's it because we're going towards the ocean, I believe. I mean, gosh,
So, Andy, when you switched over to WoW, like, was there a gap between EverQuest and WoW, or did you just hop right over to WoW?
Well, you played EverQuest 2.
Okay.
I did try EverQuest 2. I did not get very far in that one. I was also once again I cannot emphasize how burnt out I was on MMOs at that time. I really played this game way too much. And like I said, because we had that like whole like, I mean, we were going 365. It would be like 3 o'clock in the morning. I would get a text and be like, "It's on," and we would have like 80 people log in to go kill things.
That was fun to get up that early.
Yeah, I mean, you played a lot, but you were doing something really cool.
Yeah,
and unique at the time.
That's
and
true.
At a high level, like the level of skill that you had at the time for this was huge.
That makes sense. I mean, I guess you'd feel pretty elite doing that.
It was fun. I mean, it was fun. And I was playing this with friends, and I made a lot of friends. Like I have friends that I met in this game that I still know and
That's
still
awesome.
play games with. So,
Robert, one of them, who's in the industry.
Yeah,
Hello, Robert, if you're out there.
And there's also like people will contact me every once in a while. I'll get an email and they'll be like, "Hey, Andy, is this still Hemingway?" And it's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" And people will ask if that's me from the game. They all knew who I was.
That's awesome.
Whatever in the game.
Anyone at
I'm
E3
not
ever
really
just
interested,
say like yell Hemingway instead of your name?
We also this was the only time ever we went to one of the EverQuest gatherings, a bunch of us, and so like I met a bunch of people like in real life. This is actually not taking us to the desert.
I didn't think so. This takes us to like was it like the gnome starter zone, I think?
Is it?
Man, if I remember that, I'd be really, really good, but I totally forget.
I mean,
maybe it was just that short.
I mean, you might as well
jaunt.
try it. We might as well, we're like right next to it. We might as well see what it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you punch in?
like coordinates?
Yeah, no, the name of the zone and have it give you that weird snake.
Oh, yeah, probably. There we go. Okay. Oh, look at that fanciness.
That was pretty nice.
We still got about 10 minutes here, so we should be able to get there.
yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll find and die to a sand giant. That would be. I think
That could.
I killed a lot of those bears.
They're so cute.
Everyone did.
Everyone killed a lot of bears.
That was like the next. That was like a big step in my progress. Like
From rats.
like levels
Hey,
5 to 10 or something.
what's up?
Well,
Jonathan.
skeletons were the key because you could make a lot of money as a new player killing skeletons because you could sell the components to necromancers who needed to summon skeletons.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, this also one of the reasons I quit the game at this point too was that you could hit the level 65 max, but there was like extended. I don't know if they still have it. There was an
there
extended
was alternate advancement
alternate advancement. That's what it was called. And
Yes.
basically, you just had to like level up
forever.
forever, and like to be
Paragon levels.
and like to kill things, like to kill the bosses, you really needed to have like, you could have a regular heal, but you need the like alternate advancement 6 buffed heal
Right.
that took so much time and so much farming. It was ridiculous.
Well, that sounds like, I mean, it seems a little forced, but the fact that they even put those carrots on the sticks at that high level is...
Well, they were definitely battling something that games today even battle, and like even like modern MMOs battle this in that like, okay, what in the world?
There it is. There's sand.
Oh, there's a skeleton. Fight it.
Okay.
He's gonna one-shot it.
No, make it...
Oh, I remember that noise. They kept the noise the same.
Yeah.
Do skeletons laugh at you?
That
Did
was
a roundhouse kick
the
and he has
same
a
noise I had 20
sword.
years
There's
ago.
Oh, Gix.
Uh-oh.
Is this bad?
I mean, it might
He
be.
should be able
We'll
to. He
see.
should be able to toast it.
It's a dark elf.
It's like it
He's
counts-
dead.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's dead. I'm at 100%. Oh, take that.
Good night,
Yeah.
Gix.
Yeah, there's a place called Unrest that was full of skeletons. That was like Train Central.
Where did
all
your,
the dungeons were trains.
All the dungeons were changed. That's kind of the fun.
where's your waypoint thing?
It might have stopped because you got to the...
Got in a fight?
No,
Nope,
part of the
nope,
map?
Wait,
Okay.
what's-
Yeah, I think you're just about to zone out,
It
right?
just can't. It doesn't do elevation very well.
show the
it
map.
appears.
Where are you at? What? Oh, that's telling you where to go?
I think so. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, it's down to the right.
Can you tell where we are?
Yeah, yeah. You're going...
You're the green dot.
But wait, it's telling... It's why...
Yeah, you're gonna have to. You're going the wrong way.
But I mean,
We have to basically swivel if the map is correct, right?
Yeah, so we want to go that way.
Yeah.
What the hell is happening? Now don't follow it. It's lying to you. It's a liar.
I just wanted you to go and like do a loop
It's
to
just
loop.
like
and
doing
then...
some meandering.
Okay.
Yeah, but and so one of the fun things too in the game, other than these like crazy fights and like us like camping stuff, was those rare spawns were really fun. So like J Boots, to go back to that
Yeah.
story.
Oh, yeah.
Like we sat in this room in Guck with like 7 other people who were all camping this thing, and it became like a test of wills, like who could stay up for the longest time, because it could happen anywhere between like 24 and 72 hours. And so you'd like walk in this room, and it's this very small room, and there'd be all these characters sitting on the ground. You'd be like, "How long you been here, man?" And the guy'd be like, 36 hours, man. And you'd be like, "Oh my God." And you're like, "Well, I'm next." And then there'd be another guy who'd be like, "No, man, I'm next."
Yeah.
Well, people were doing other things while they were waiting.
No.
That was all you could do
No.
there.
My God.
And they
no.
were-
And you have these boots.
I have these. Oh, we did it, and I did
How
it
many
for-
hours? How many hours do you think?
I mean,
It there were times I fell asleep at the computer trying to do it, and that's why we would do it with friends, so that when you fell asleep, like when your time came up or the spawn was going to happen, you could like kind of bump your buddy and say like, "Hey,
just go up there."
You need to like wake up.
It's like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Because
only worse.
it could spawn.
Right. Like, the only way to really do it was to do it in shifts, like Andy's did.
Why weren't you like playing a Game Boy or something at the same time? Like that's possible,
You could,
right?
but I mean, like the room spawned like five guys like every 10 minutes or something like that.
So you're staying pretty active.
Well, every 10 minutes, 5 guys at the levels we were at.
It's like a
It's
Skinner
like a
box.
level 30-ish dungeon, right? 35-ish, 40-ish dungeon, I think. And so we were all level 50, so we were able to kill it. But that's the other thing in this game, too. When the game first came out, you could de-level. Like, when you died, you lost experience.
Yeah.
And you could de-level, which was like...
Not only did you have to do a corpse run, if you died, it cost you a lot of time. Lots of farming time.
Andy, I feel like there had to be some dark moments with this game.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this game. That's why I still kind of think MMOs are my favorite games. Is that the people, the like adventures, the stories. Like no one programmed in like sitting in a room with 5 strangers for 72 hours with no sleep. Like that wasn't the like idea. Like whatever his name, Brad, was not like, hey, I got an idea. Let's make people sit in this room for 72 hours.
Brad McQuaid, John Smedley, Frost, like kind of the original designers of this game.
You think this is it?
It's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks familiar.
But
actually.
I do think you should take that route up over the cliff.
It might be. You never
Is this
know.
the tunnel where all the people sat in and like traded items?
Did you crouch at some point? Or
Is it?
did
Is it really?
Did I?
I think so.
think you're
Yeah,
good now.
I remember
I
this.
mean, I'm jumping. I don't think we can back out the camera. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah. Maybe the sand slows you down. Oh.
Maybe it's just slow.
He just needs to hit his J boots.
All right, where's that path lead? Right.
We want this one. I think that's
Maybe.
where. Yeah, you were right about the people selling stuff there. There's like NPCs.
Well, I remember there was just like lined up all day, every day, right? Was this that same tunnel? I don't know.
Here we
There's
go,
so much,
guys.
I can't believe we're remembering as much as we are.
Yeah.
Making
I
it to
remember
North Row.
hunting alligators on this
yes,
beach.
you definitely killed alligators on this beach. As
And there was like a
encounter,
rare one. There was like a kind of boss gator.
And dying here really sucked.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. And I do remember too, like when I first came into the zone, like 2 things. Number one, I met my friend at Capcom, like in Freeport, which was like I walked up and I was like, "Wow, check out this cool looking dude named Nobunaga. I can't believe this." And he was like, "Here, have this." And he gave me armor, and I was like, "You're the coolest dude ever." And then later, when I was talking to my mentor, he's like, "That was Fukuchan." I was like, "What?" And so like another guy I met there and became good friends with. He gave me all these gear, and I was like, wow, Fukuchan's cool. And he was a paladin as well, so we were kind of the 2 main paladins in the guild for a long time. And Fukuchan was awesome at this thing called multi-boxing, which is an experience back then, which is like, so for me, like I wasn't a tank, I was a hybrid, but I still needed, like when I fought things, because I was more melee orientated, I would need a healer. So what we would do is we would line up 2 or 3 computers in a row, and we would log into 3 different accounts, and then like heal ourselves on the other computers with other accounts.
What? It's like cookies and cream to like the nth degree.
Yeah, so he used to like PvP with all his own characters. He even did it in WoW for a bit. When he was playing WoW, he would PvP. And like, by the way, do pretty well. Okay, so we should go to the South Desert, right?
Coast, right?
I think we want to go to the South Desert.
Or we're not near the beach yet. We want to go by the beach with the giants.
So he's like grinding honor that way? Or for PvP, basically?
Yeah, well, which I can't remember what it was at that point, but I think it would have been honor. So yeah, he was amazingly good at games, and so, but yeah, we would multi-box. So you would like come in here that way.
Music.
But
it's a creepy zone, man.
When I first came in here, after I did that, I came out and there was this level 50 necromancer. Were they necromancers
in this game?
Yeah, was that the class?
Sure.
So necromancer. This guy who was just running around like training everybody, and I was like, that guy is the coolest. Someday I hope I'm level 50 and can like train people like that. Which of course I did one day do.
Yeah.
But necromancers were way OP for a really
summoning
long
classes in this game
time.
are all extremely strong, which is why I played an enchanter.
Okay.
Yeah, enchanters were way OP. Yeah, I am really hard-headed in these games. Like, I pick a class, and then I refuse to give up on it because it's the first character I make, and I want to keep playing it.
Right.
There were plenty of times when the paladin was a redheaded stepchild in this game, and I should have changed. But I had friends. Yeah, here we go.
This is it.
This is
That's my rock.
This is Reiner died on this beach probably 20 times.
the
More
game
than you would
is-
believe. And a lot of times by those giants being trained by people,
Yep.
by jerks running along the beach.
The giants are over here.
Yeah, the giants are in a sort of a different area.
Yeah. You might
people
not
bring them over here.
Well, I guess people aren't killing them, but they're kind of over there.
Andy, be that guy. Train the beach, man.
There's no one to train them
tower
on.
right there. There should be like reapers there, right? Wasn't that surrounding? There's like
a camp over here with ogres, I think.
No, I thought they were like.
Oh, that's my rock.
Big
The ogres are further
sickle
out.
guys. Like
Yeah.
they're like reaper
There,
guys.
yeah, right there.
Okay.
So those guys were level 50, a specter,
Yes.
and then there's should be giants.
Yeah, those
over
are the
here.
ogre guys.
They might be giants.
No, they might. Be there should be a giant over here. Let's see if we can find one.
So Tim, if you would have come to this zone back in the day, there would have been a ton of noobs fighting crocs on the beach.
And
Okay.
like classic internet chat, like going on nonstop in general.
It's
Like
kind of like the Barons type
Exactly
thing.
like
okay.
that.
Yeah.
That was every zone
where
in
is
EverQuest.
this? Where
And it
is
looks like the
this?
Barons a little.
But also like groups of 6 people battling these ogres and spiders.
Dry bones, it said.
Yeah, I mean these were hard to kill until you got high level.
Oh,
I
these
mean,
orcs are the giants you're talking
No,
about? Or
no, giants
Yeah,
are,
the orcs,
giants
sorry.
are giants.
They're huge.
like
okay.
not only per Dan's earlier observation that like it took forever to sit down and eat to bring your health up or sit down and get your mana back up. Basically, you couldn't have gone into these zones without someone to play with you. That's why the people multi-boxed. You needed a tank.
Right.
You needed a healer. Things hit that hard. They're not like today. They put together, thankfully, by the way, I should add, a lot of luxuries that let characters solo in zones, which
Right.
was not a thing.
Soloing in this game was absolutely not done. It was
Unless you
impossible.
were a necromancer,
There were
or
certain
there were
classes-
certain classes that could.
But it still wasn't good.
Did people do the thing like when you see someone speedrunning 2 games of Mega Man at once and their inputs control 2 separate instances of the game? Would people do that? Like rig up so they could run around at the same time, or was there an auto run or something?
You could follow, which you could make
Okay,
like kind of a
alright.
train of your guys as you moved around the world. But basically, you would kind of learn to like you'd put your 3 keyboards right next to each other, and they were like crazy. You could see people put like pictures on the internet of like, here's my setup, and you're like, whoa, that's awesome. It would have like tiers of keyboards, so you could quickly like organ style move between your characters.
Yeah, Phantom of the Opera of Phantom EverQuest. I
And
guess.
like stack monitors and stuff like that, so you could multi-box.
I'm not seeing them. Could they have removed them from the
I
zone?
doubt it. Everything else has been
Yeah, everything
pretty
else
much-
seems to have
pretty
been
much accurate.
So
to-
I don't want to beat the Warcraft comparisons over the head too much, but what I basically want to get at is like, was Warcraft like a revelation compared to where EverQuest left off?
Well, so
you?
EverQuest, like there were guys who were very, very outspoken. Like these guys who actually kind of started the kind of first blogs, I guess you could say, for like MMOs.
Okay.
So they were like on cutting edge guilds like Fires of Heaven and
Legacy of Steel.
Legacy of Steel. And they would kill things, and then they would write these like posts to like the developers that were like, "You're an idiot." Like, because they would kill these really, really hard bosses, but like the game didn't think they would kill them as early as they did, so like they'd kill it and it would have like a bone on it
because they weren't itemized.
because they weren't itemized, and it used to just infuriate them. Because it was hard.
Okay.
Like these guys worked really hard to kill this stuff.
Yeah, they're taking it's a extremely long, difficult fight. That they
Sure,
basically
and it's
break
just
the
a
game
programming
away.
mistake that holds them back from getting the rewards.
Right.
So the guys used to write about it, and I remember going to the exact same E3 they did, where they came out and they like their first post was, "I went and saw World of Warcraft. I'm done."
Like no turning back.
They're like,
That was it?
It's it. And,
So
then obviously, what's his name? Tiggle.
Yep.
Tiggle he went and worked on World of Warcraft. He actually got in early, and he was a guy who was very, very outspoken
Okay.
on the
So
blogs.
he's talking about Jeff Kaplan, who's actually leading the Overwatch or director of Overwatch, I believe, right now.
Wow.
Okay, gotcha. So this was a huge hardcore EverQuest player that went to Blizzard.
Yeah.
Okay.
and now is a major player
Major.
at Blizzard.
Right.
And he got it from playing this game, which I am not finding these giants.
I love hearing those stories, though.
Yeah, that's great.
Just a
So-
player
So yeah, it
eventually
was
making games.
crazy
Wow.
cool. Yeah, we're gonna kill that just because I
Kill that
think.
tarantula. It's gross.
Do a spell. Let's see a spell.
Oh, you're acting like I'm gonna know what I'm doing here.
Look at his hot bar.
It's not. You could probably win this fight.
Where's his hot zone?
Hot zone.
There we go.
You could probably win this fight. The thing's like level
I
level
like
7 or
one-shot it.
something.
Yeah, that was kind of boring.
Well, we're running out of time here, guys.
Okay.
This is fascinating.
Yeah,
I
this
am
has
sure
been
we could
great.
talk to you for hours about this. Maybe bring back Respec Radio, Game Informer's MMO chat.
Just
Get a
for
little
EverQuest,
classic
yeah.
on it. Yeah. But did we want to take a look at your time played?
Please.
We totally need to click that button.
gotta click it.
It might not even work.
It's a badge of honor.
So
I mean,
All right.
you heard the stories about how much he played.
it might not even work.
I really hope it doesn't work. And don't judge.
It worked.
Oh man. Okay, so
What does that mean?
It's not that bad.
278 days.
It's almost a full
Tack,
year.
do the math.
I mean,
That's actually a lot,
it's less than I thought it was
terrible.
going to be. Actually,
Okay.
yeah. Total time on the account is approximately 61 years, 301 days.
I don't.
I don't know what that means, but
But
basically, my time played on
278
I played
days, 12
278
hours.
days.
Yeah.
But I
On
did that in
Hemingway.
the embarrassing part is I did that in like 3 or 4 years,
Right.
or like 5. I mean, I was basically playing EverQuest for 8 hours a day, probably as a
Sure.
minimum.
I mean, do we already
That's
know
actually not that bad.
what 278?
I think I have that on my
Times
WoW
24.
account. It's terrifying.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's 6,600 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we put in an hour and 10 minutes here. And 51
Yeah, there you
seconds,
go.
So
Oh,
I
so
think I'm
shave
really
that
wrong,
out.
yeah.
We're back at
It
that
wasn't
one.
that much.
And also there were alts and other things like that I played with. That's only playing
that's
on this
just Hemingway.
character.
That's
So there is that. But I played the game a lot, and it was a lot of fun. And it's one of those things you talk about EverQuest with people who played EverQuest, and we all go, "Man, yeah, EverQuest, that was the best." Because I'll just put out this, finish with this. Like when you got to the rating level, like when you were level 50, like you were a stud. Like you didn't look at anybody and go like, "Oh, you got to level 50." 50 told you this guy knew how to play the game. No one got to 50 without playing the game.
And
So,
that's something you're kind of missing nowadays. Anybody can get to
anybody
higher
can
levels,
level,
right?
I mean, you can almost buy your way to whatever levels. Levels are
Leveling
a
is
joke
not-
now,
it's not important,
right?
yeah.
And so, but the difficulty, I don't ever want to go through that difficulty again. But like the fact that you went through that difficulty, like when you made groups, when you went out with people who had skill. You never went with someone who'd bought an account or didn't know what they were doing. If they got to level 50 on their character, they knew what they were doing.
It meant something.
Yeah, it meant something. And so that was really cool. And like when you killed things, it was cool. And we found lots of crazy solutions on how to kill things that were, insane. Our guild leader in our biggest times was I think he was like 13, which we didn't know because he just used chat, and he was an amazing leader. And I couldn't believe he was like 13.
That's awesome.
So it was a lot of fun, but I wouldn't want to do it again. Like I'm sure the new EverQuest that they have now, they've streamlined a lot of stuff,
Right.
but the old EverQuest, it was a brutal game.
Well, now that this has been archived, you never have to touch it again. Your duty to the...
Or are you going to go back? Are you getting the itch?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Now that you're with Hemingway again?
let's see. There's no. Oh,
There it
I
is.
did
And do a
tiptoes
dance of
and
joy.
a dance of
Yeah,
joy.
look at that.
Describes
There we
a
go.
nice dance. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm not in a hurry, let's say, to play anymore, but it's kind of fun. I mean, now that the account's
Yeah,
open,
yeah.
I might log in and try to see if I can find some other things and reminisce.
See if you get your friends back for one last raid.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
I don't know that we. There's no way I
Some
can.
kind of anniversary, a
reunion tour.
10-year anniversary.
There's no way we can find anyone.
But thank you so much, Andy, for joining us.
Yeah, you
That was amazing.
And Tack, we got a very special second segment for you.
Do we?
So stay tuned for that. So I've been reviewing games for a long time, and like game developers, you don't always write a hit review or a good review, I guess. A lot of mine were really bad, terrible, in fact. Going back to the October 1999 Ready to Blow, we thought we were pretty funny. I reviewed a game called Revolt for Nintendo 64. It was a racing game with remote control cars, and I wrote the third opinion here. We did 3 reviews at the time. Revolt is nothing short of revolting. Yes, I went there. I did that. When I play this game, I feel as though I should bludgeon out my eyes, stick them in a parcel, and UPS them to Acclaim Studios so the development team can see how displeased I am with this hideous racer. That was pretty funny back in the day, at least. I really don't have a problem with the concept. I actually like the idea of controlling RC cars through real-world settings. Where else would you control them? I just wish this game had a better engine beneath its tires. The graphics are certainly pretty and the environments are constructed nicely, but because of a choppy frame rate and sloppy controls, you never really get a solid grasp of the gameplay. The overall experience is very frustrating and not worth the effort. 3.5 out of 10. I'm Andrew Reiner. This is one of my worst reviews. All right, we have a little different cast for the stress test here. We got Kyle Hilliard.
No, I'm Andy McNamara. I love Destiny and EverQuest, and I rule Game Informer.
Okay. I don't like you as much for some reason as before, but we got Jeff Cork here.
Some kind of Tim Turi, is that what happened?
Yeah.
I didn't see the seating chart.
I was in
Just
there.
make a pun and we'll be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, hey, Sonic.
Hey, it's Tim.
And then Dan Tack's going to be doing the stress test here, which is of Weapon Lord on Super Nintendo by Namco Games. One of the hardest fighting games of all time, and we have it cranked to the hardest difficulty.
What?
The stress test is beat story mode.
What? On
So,
hardest?
yeah.
I've never played this game.
Well,
That's
you are
where
the
the stress
master of
comes.
games. You played Dark Souls.
Yeah,
like, quit
hardest difficulty
complaining.
level on a fighting game that I've never. Okay, yeah,
Just
sure.
quit complaining.
All right.
You're missing all
you're
this
gonna be
important
fine.
story, but
Well, we're going through it.
At the height, Night
Lord of the
Returns,
Demons.
So it's a fighting
Weapon
game.
Lord.
It's a fighting game. I got that part.
It kind of looks like it says Weapon Lord.
Weapon Lord. Yeah.
That's the sequel.
So we're weapon lording.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess.
Demon
That's a
Lording
lot of story for
Wraith.
a fighting game. Wow.
Isn't it?
True warrior, even evil can have honor, apparently.
And this had like some of the most complex combos and finishers.
No, I believe it.
We'll see all those things.
Oh, yeah.
5 years later, that feels accurate, right, guys?
Yeah.
Just keep hitting buttons.
Okay, so the goal is to destroy the weapon lord.
Okay, so pick who you want. We don't care.
Oh, I like Bane.
I don't know what any of them do, so it's pretty even across
Oh,
here.
wait, is her name Hentai?
This one looks cool. Two
Gentai.
A big
Oh,
spear.
Gentai. Okay, that's fine.
Let's go with the spear.
There's Kratos.
Spear
All right.
seems good.
Devada.
She's such a
Reno
diva.
Devada.
Deadly
a diva da.
addiction.
Doesn't care for honor or glory of the arenas. Ooh.
I like.
So you put this on like impossible mode too, just so I'd never even.
No,
learn.
it's just master mode. Dan Tack mode,
It
as we
actually
call it.
says Dan Tack.
Or
in
as
the
you would
menu.
probably call it.
Oh, the outlay. Wow, this is crazy. What is this?
It's the Outlands.
It's a fighting game.
And you're fighting
The
Talatzia.
treetops. Okay. Fighting
All
game.
this build-up reminds me of Shaq Fu, like all those screens. It's a good start for
Whoa.
Dan. Oh, he's
All
getting
right.
worked.
Dan knows
Whoa.
what he's doing.
Here he goes.
Do some combos.
combos.
What she have? Wait, it kind of looks like she has
my
angel
God.
wings.
Talatio with that upper. Oh my God, she's going right in for the kill.
Corky,
Is
if
there
you
a
could
block
just
button
yell
in this
it
game?
louder.
Do you want me to shout
just
cast?
yeah, just
That's what they do, right?
No, it's just shout.
Oh.
Just shout the whole time.
And the blood is flying. Oh my God, two-hit combo. Another big one. She's using the rings of power. Oh, he's coming back. Oh my God, this is two-hit. He's spinning around the sparks. Jumping kick. Oh my God, he's on the defense now. He's got very little time. He's 72
just like a
seconds,
real
72
shot
seconds,
caster.
71 seconds,
is
70
perfect.
seconds. Oh my God, what is happening? Unbelievable. What do you think, Kyle?
Oh, it's just unbelievable.
Oh.
I think you said it right when you said unbelievable because I
Oh,
cannot believe
Devada
what
is
is
down.
happening.
Repeat, Devada is down. Oh, and then she's into Zen mode.
So what'd you learn there, Dan Tack?
Nothing actually. I don't know how to block. I don't know any moves.
We learned that Jeff Cork is fantastic at shoutcasting.
All you do is shout.
We'll do it again.
I used all my words. I think she.
So it looks like there's like a parry system or something in this game.
I like
Yeah.
Tack slowly learning.
Yeah. Well,
He's like a
he's
Furby.
doing well. He has not landed a hit this round. Oh, there it is. Little tap. Love tap.
Oh,
A little tack, a Dan Tack. Oh,
oh, it's just like anticipating your every move.
Yeah, it's really good.
God, all that blood.
He's just kind of flailing on one button.
I'm flailing a little bit here. I'm trying to learn if she has charge attacks or.
Can you pull your ponytail and teleport away from this fight? Is that?
oh!
Like, finishing move?
Jeez.
Like flushing a toilet, like
Holy
the
crap.
chain toilet, the ponytail. Is that what you're saying? Good job,
Wait,
Dan.
Has this had finishing moves before Mortal
you
Kombat?
weren't supposed to hear that because that was not for you.
No, Mortal Kombat was out by now.
Was it?
Yep.
Can we go again?
Yeah, he's just gonna keep trying.
Yeah,
All right, that was a failed attempt.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Hasn't he? Didn't even beat one character. That's
did not.
interesting for Dan Tack.
I did not.
Not even one round.
Are you
Not
gonna
one
stick?
character.
You should do somebody
It's gonna
else
be a
though,
pretty
right?
tough stress test.
Yeah,
looks
you
like.
mastered that one.
Bane sounds cool.
Bane.
We'll
Yeah.
do it. It's not like it's like
Wearing a
supposed to
dire wolf on his head.
Can you look at the combos and stuff because that's the crazy thing about this
No.
game, right? Is
No,
like
there's-
the
no.
combos are
There's no way to-
absurd.
You hit pause and it just darkens the screen.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna check that. We might as well, since otherwise it's just gonna be me.
Hey, you
dying
like
for
dark
10
screens? Here
minutes.
comes.
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
you're right.
Slightly dim.
Uh oh.
Oh gosh.
There we go. Okay, so I got a club.
Overpowering that big bruiser.
hey,
which
gosh,
is
she has
a-
moves.
all of energy.
Wait, Clark, I thought you were just like making stuff up. That was like a real move.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this game?
No.
Oh,
She just turned into a ball.
you just knew she could teleport.
I was looking at the screen.
Oh, okay.
And then
Is there a grab? Is there anything?
completely.
Do you like the wolves in the background? They're pretty
Yeah.
cool.
This game looks pretty sweet.
It's
Like
snowy.
I love the art design, the characters.
Yeah.
it's,
What were those old
what the?
heavy metal magazine covers by, what was that artist?
she's still she's
Oh,
dead. And she's still
It was,
comboing me.
Like the Death
I
Adder.
think it was Roald Dahl did a lot of that art.
Raw doll.
What?
What was that guy's name?
Just trying to think of the last
Roald
person
Dahl?
who would draw heavy metal covers.
But there's some famous covers of like, these cool warriors on like horses with red eyes, blood eyes.
yeah, like the Megadeth record covers and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
Heavy Metal Magazine. I'm talking about.
God.
Like one of the things I always liked about Brutal Legend is they said, the game Brutal Legend is they tried to make everywhere you went in that game look like like a cover, like
Right.
that.
It's a pretty rocking soundtrack too. Speaking
This
of
is a
heavy
sweet.
metal.
This is a badass game.
Oh, tax down
God.
again. Oh,
You're probably
Oh,
fine.
jeez.
It's
Bam!
It
Take that
seems
crown.
like there's like 3 or 4 moves that the AI does when it's just unnecessary.
It
kinda
continues to combo and kill you even after you're
Yeah.
dead. Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh,
pretty
you
good.
can continue.
I'm pressing start.
Yeah,
it.
I think if
Oh,
you
no, I didn't.
die,
Oh.
They get to fight Kratos.
Is it just going to push you along this conveyor belt of punishment? Is that what's happening?
This is just insane.
Who's doing that?
That's the wolf. She's still in the background. Is it snowing or?
Oh my god!
So what do you think, Dan Tack?
I think it would be nice to know some moves.
Well, it's just a fighting game. You hit directions and do
No,
things.
no, that's not working.
I think
Do a fireball.
Hadouken's not working. Shoryuken's not working.
what you do
That's
is
a
Charge
move.
isn't working. I know.
Dan, you take your palm and you place them all over 4 buttons at once. You kind of do like this motion where you just kind of slam
If
down.
that was actually a move, I'd do it.
So Jeff Clark, you know anything about this game?
I know some. I remember magazine ads for it. I remember
Okay.
renting it from Box Office Video.
Box Office Video.
I want to go there now.
Yeah, it was pretty great. And
And tax down again.
Yeah, you must be really liking this, Reiner.
It is. It is.
Oh!
on.
Nice.
Why don't we
I
tug
like
on
it.
his
And
ponytail?
the combo says 5 hits because it seems like it's saying shits. You know what I'm saying? I just like that in
Man,
fighting games.
I
in
found that
general.
joke much funnier than everybody else.
No, I like
It was
It's just-
great.
It's not a joke. It's just something I like. It's fighting. Like, I've always liked it.
Best joke, 10 out of 10.
Doesn't work with the 6
Tax in trouble again.
Yeah, go figure.
And the corner.
Oh, there was the finisher he did at the end of that round.
No, not finisher yet.
Okay, so
Okay.
you haven't taken out much of his health. So there's like 2
Yeah.
meters. There's like
I have not.
a skull meter and a
Right.
blood meter.
And then the blood meter, yeah.
The only thing I know about this game is just the stories that you guys tell about just like how just crazy complicated it is.
Well, I'm having difficulty figuring out the move commands, yes.
Well, we did throw you in the deep end, to be
All right,
fair.
Tack. What are you thinking?
We're going to change characters up.
You're lucky to have survived.
That's probably the problem.
He called you a
Since
coward. too.
Since there's no way I'm going to figure out the moves like just organically, I'm going to have to use the speed character, whatever that is.
Speed
Okay.
character.
It's
just
probably
pray.
the largest one.
This game was like,
So back in the 90s,
Well, they were
I guess
all like-
these characters would have been the speedy ones.
The
so-
ladies,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
yeah. And knowing what I know of the game, they somehow like came up with some crazy gravity model that like you accelerate faster the closer you are to the ground or something. You know what I
There
mean?
probably
Like,
is
the
something like that,
developers
yeah.
were kind of insane.
Yeah, they really went for it.
And
Oh
this
my
game
God.
was a huge hit. People still play it at tournaments.
Do they?
No, I don't know.
I was-
don't think so.
Another
I've
bad
never seen
start
this
for
game.
Tack. He has not landed a hit.
I have not.
He did.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there you go.
So-
So okay, do that like 50 more times.
So we were saying the goal was to beat the game. We didn't think that you would struggle this much with
Yeah,
it.
you did.
Actually, we did.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, come on.
Cork and I were checking
This
it
is
out.
really
We were
tough.
giggling at it
Yep.
because we knew it was going to make you really angry.
Reiner said,
It's not making me angry.
that idiot Dan Tack won't get past the first stage because he's such a dope. And I was like,
You know what?
Dan Tack
it looks
is our
like you're gonna be
coworker.
right.
He's a good guy.
Jeez.
Thanks for standing up for him, Jeff.
Yeah.
What are we looking at there?
Yeah, that's a
I don't know.
pretty compromising
Pile of
position.
legs.
It's a pile of
Pile
legs.
of, like, I think that was the original title for the game, actually. Did you find block?
No. The block is back. We
What,
figured out
what should we
block.
put for a goal for Dan Tack? Half of that first health bar down?
That's a good goal. Might be too much.
Oh yeah, okay. I think that's actually that may be achievable. Like get rid of half the skulls.
Make
right?
the other player bleed once. Was that electricity?
There you go.
Okay, so he's done it. Maybe a full health bar.
Like this game doesn't appear to have like hard and light kicks or
Oh,
anything.
you're getting there, Attack.
No.
Oh, no.
I'm not.
Oh wait, no.
I'm being finished.
For a moment, I
Look
thought
at
you.
these combos.
I thought you were playing as the green woman again.
Wow! Wow!
So does that mean you can't continue? Because like
Yeah.
we got you got the option to continue a couple times,
There's
but
a
I guess when your head
pile
gets
of
locked
gore
up.
or something there too, and your head.
Yeah, it looks like there's a correlation there.
Oh
It's
yeah,
kind of
you're
a cool
done.
thing.
Yeah, so once you lose your head, you're done.
If you get killed for real, then you're out.
So
Real
maybe your
easy.
new goal, Dan, should be to just not get beheaded, so that you
it's,
can.
It's tough.
Anytime you can get a continue screen That's a little victory.
I like the guy with the flame sword.
Going back with her.
Well, he's
huh?
next.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going through the whole
The cast.
thing here. It's just yeah. Oh, the treetops.
You've met your match, Dan Tack. I think this is it.
Well, I don't know any moves.
That doesn't matter.
I think you need to know moves and combos to play this game.
If we do this,
Well, I think you just got to play it and
Certainly, but you wouldn't
And
learn the
get
moves on
better.
the hardest difficulty.
You just
You're
gotta
right.
get better.
You're right, but you wouldn't do that on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
You're not.
we have, on occasion, done a roulette twice in a row. Like, we played the same game twice. Maybe we
Oh.
should maybe let Dan study a bit. Maybe we'll come back to it in a little while.
that's not a bad idea.
Interesting.
Would you do that, Dan Tack, or would you never want to play this again?
I'd do that.
We could do a super stress test where he just does this for 40 hours.
A live stream?
It's a 40-hour
I
live
think
stream.
people want to watch 40 hours of.
He could go for the new Guinness World Record for fighting games, just trying to beat one character in
Yeah.
Weapon Lord.
I think I could be the first guy in 40 hours.
I don't know. Is that a
40 hours?
challenge?
Yeah.
Is that like, are you up for this?
The
Yeah,
lowest KD
People
ratio.
are going to go through the Guinness book and be like, oh, record for most longest. It's like, oh, Mario, okay. And then they're going to be like, the longest fighting game, Weapon Lord. Who's playing Weapon
Never
Lord?
beat one character in 40 hours. Wade, we
40
got
hours
this
to
on
play.
tape, right?
Yes, Reiner.
All right. That's Wade Wojcik and our
Whale.
controller.
Parry.
It's actually Whale Wojcik.
How do you
I don't know if you guys
parry?
knew that.
Shut up, Kyle.
We changed his name.
You
over
could
the
just turn
weekend.
off Kyle's mic. That happens
no.
a lot.
Wade Chipotle.
Is my mic back on? now? Hey!
Look what's happening.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
No way.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my
Holy
God.
crap.
It's only one round, but it's a.
He won
it's
a round.
change.
We were all just like not paying attention, and Dan killed a.
I really want to
Killed a
turn
man.
off this SNES right now.
The Ben Reeves.
Can I turn off this SNES?
Pull the
not gonna be
old-
too
Looks like he's
straight.
gonna.
Pull the old Ben
Hold on, let's
Reeves.
see what happens here. There's some countering
He's
going
got
on.
these
some
parries. If I could figure out how to parry, that would be a huge edge here. Oh gosh, he is
Ultimate
just-
Warrior wants those boots.
Yeah, he's got
Rest
doing
in
some
peace.
stuff here. Yeah, the parries. He like parries every attack when they block. And I don't even know the command. for that,
Uh-oh.
by the way.
You can still come back from this,
No,
Dan.
no, I'm down.
No, you can't.
And
Oh,
and
gosh.
it's
Oh no, he's just
it
whatever.
wasn't a beheading though.
No, he's
Oh, that's
stuck
right.
it in the web next to you.
I think you
Alright,
found
Tack.
your player, though, right?
Maybe
She
I
seems
mean,
to be the one.
She's got speedy attacks, which helps, but with the parry mechanic, I don't know. It's tough to get by.
Excuses,
Yeah.
Dan
How's that?
Tack.
This is literally not an excuse.
Just get better. That's all we're saying.
I can't believe that we gave you the hardest fighting game, put on the hardest difficulty, and you can't beat it, Dan.
I can't believe that either.
I mean, how many fights is this now, Jeff Clark? Like a
It's
dozen?
too many.
It feels like
Yeah.
it's been at least that many.
You should have achievements and stuff like that by now.
It's been like 40 hours, right?
It should give you like a 0-point achievement, one of those shameful ones.
Oh, yeah.
Tack has found he just sticks out his claws and he lands some hits, but not enough hits.
It's the ones that he parries that really hurt.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Ooh.
I like this. This is
Oh,
fun.
jeez.
Ugh.
Yeah, cackle.
Hey, you kept your head that time, Dan.
Well, that was in
So-
the first round.
Oh, okay.
You can't do the finish him until second.
We can see the dotted line on his neck right now.
Kyle, we
Slowly
need
forward.
a Kyle, we need an evil cackle from you.
That is
What
truly
was
evil.
that?
Wade, you can edit that. Excuse me, Whale, you can edit that.
Do
to
not
make
edit
better.
that out.
Kyle, that's going to be at the front and back of the video.
Okay, good.
Good.
Damn it. Can you make me look cool at
You
least?
made me laugh so hard.
I'll
I
put
squeaked.
sunglasses on you.
All right, there we go. Perfect.
All right.
Wait.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, you got a third of the health.
Progress.
Oh.
What?
Angrily
You're
mashing those buttons.
doing a
You
new
all
guy.
saw it.
We're
You
gonna
saw
start
the
doing it
angry
again.
mashing.
How was that angry?
There's a control.
You
like
saw
a
it,
crack
right?
in the controller. Look at that. It's for real.
crack is
Kyle,
not
look
here
at that.
from me.
Oh, actually, I do. Here, I'll take a picture.
There is a crack in it.
I
but
think
it's not
the
for me.
microphones probably picked up that tapping.
I gotta take a picture of this crack.
Okay,
The Dan
Yeah.
crack is what I call it.
Yeah.
Get that to Whale.
you do that.
Dan, hold it up for the camera.
I didn't crack it.
It's a
It was like that.
collector's
You could
item.
probably see
It
on
is
other
cracked.
Why did you break the controller?
episodes. It is cracked, but I didn't do it.
Yeah. Well, who else has been
It's just
playing
like-
on it?
Oh man.
Getting-
I don't know.
Nobody.
Gripping it tighter and tighter.
Nobody in this office.
Like he doesn't emote with his mouth. It just through his hands. Just
I'm super ragey right now.
We can tell in the tone of your voice. We're just applying a lot of anger that's not actually here to you, Dan.
I know, I see that.
So Dan's temperament has stayed consistent.
Yep.
We're like, oh, look how angry he's
I
getting.
think tonight's the night when he gets to his apartment, he's going to finally punch through the wall into the neighbor's apartment. They're going to wonder what all that knocking's been about for the past few months.
I can't figure out how to do any super moves.
Do Fire Sword. We saw the other guy do it.
We did see
the other
the
guy did it a lot.
He did. He was parried too. Like,
Wait, who? Which one are you? I didn't pay attention.
I'm the guy with the fire sword thing.
Oh, okay.
The guy dead.
The purple pants?
God,
Yeah.
you're not as good at it as the computer is.
I'm not.
'Cause it was doing all kinds of cool moves.
I'm really not.
Yeah, you should do some of those cool
Yeah.
moves.
I'd love to.
Battle.
See? Oh, dear.
Oh, there you go.
They just call that a 2-hit combo.
Yeah, that wasn't a combo. What
Whoa.
the heck is that? Oh my goodness.
Oh, my.
Oh, you good block. But she lost all her skulls. Now she's down to her blood.
That was like a crowd noise that you just made there.
That's what I was going for. Yeah.
Oh
If we
my
all did it at
goodness.
the same time, that would sound really
You
cool.
gotta do that, right?
Okay, you do that. Jeff and I will make the weird sounds and see if it sounds like a real
Alright.
crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
One. Well, let's wait until we get an actual fight.
Okay.
okay.
Something to cheer about or scream about.
This is a pretty tough game.
You're a pretty tough guy.
Are you tapping out?
No, I'm not tapping out. I could do this all day.
I would have kicked over those cameras by now. I'd be so mad.
All right, so we only haven't tried
Look,
one guy.
he's just lost
Zorn.
in thought. Okay, here we go, guys.
All right.
Wait till there's like a cool move and I'll count it off.
Wait for a cool move? Oh, boy.
Yeah, we're gonna
You'll be
wait,
immediately
We're
because
gonna
the
be waiting a while.
computer's super cool.
We're gonna be waiting a while. Oh boy, what is this?
It's a net. Okay.
Okay,
So we're
3, 2, 1.
That was really underwhelming.
What the hell was that?
I don't
was
know what
crowd,
that was.
our crowd noise.
I was doing a murmur.
Wait, you can fix that in post.
yeah, you're
right?
like people talking.
Yeah.
What's going on in the background? Is that like a big pile of Pepto-Bismol? What
It
is that?
is the mood slime from Ghostbusters 2.
Some asshole put soap in the
Clearly,
fountain.
it's Dark Souls.
Killer prank.
Mr.
And
Bubble.
Tack is down. I think this is it.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a tap out.
Attack out.
Yeah, that's when you're in the headlock and you go like this on the mat.
Oh,
Now they got me in an arm lock, man.
now you have to
The
look in the
armbar.
camera and say that you're not as smart as a 5th grader.
That is not happening.
Say the line.
It's definitely not happening.
Is that what is? I didn't realize that was the punishment for failing a stress test.
Yeah,
It is,
It
actually.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, definitely not happening.
What if we said 6th grader?
Definitely not happening.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
And Tack is
right.
down.
Oh, here, wait.
That's a tough game.
What is he
At least
doing?
on the difficulty. Yeah.
Sorry, Dan Tack. We gave you a really hard one, or
You
maybe
did.
not. We'll see.
But I'm glad it was a challenge.
Oh yeah.
But we might come back later and see if kind of Tyson-esque, see if you can maybe
Yeah,
beat
all right.
a character
Well,
on Master Difficulty in
single
Weapon
match.
Lord.
I'm going to learn how to play this game.
Thanks for watching Replay again, everyone. We'll see you in 7 days on another Saturday.
Okay, like I have a tremendous respect for Dan Tack. As I
Yeah.
remember I defended him when you
Uh-huh.
were being a big jerk to him, but I think you can totally do this.
It didn't
I
look
think
that hard. I didn't think it looked that hard.
Because he kept
I-
jumping into this like guy's swords and stuff.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to get hit by the other weapon.
No,
And
you'll never be
how-
a weapon lord.
how
doing
hard is that?
No.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah, you can
But the
do it.
controller is like broken and it's really sweaty.
Yeah, it's super sweaty. This seems like a situation where this could be first Triner. Oh no, you broke her something or other.
Her spirits.
Oh wait, what? There
Yeah.
you go.
I don't think that's that hard. Okay, well, I don't know what his problem was.
Man, Dark Souls. There you go. Sorry, Dan Tack.
Yeah, first trainer.